bugs don't die, they just need repair.
I'm DUBGO, KD7RT, and welcome to the Bug Medic. So this is the bench workshop that I have in the garage. We'll be doing a lot of manufacturing and some custom pieces for these bugs if I can't get them. On the bench right now is an electric specialty manufacturing company. It's a Cedar Rapids bug. It came in a kit when you ordered it. It's a great bug. I like it a lot. I have a couple of them, but this is for Eric, K9VIC. I'm going to put this together for him. So this is going to be the first thing we're working on the Bug Medic here. I have a power supply. I got a nickel strip and a nickel bar to do some nickel plating. I've already made some solution. I did a Vibroplex badge that turned out awesome. So I'll probably be making some more solution and give you some details on that and how I went about that. But it turned out awesome. It was a great experience. I picked up an ultrasonic cleaner, which is going to be great for cleaning these just grungy parts. It has a great temperature gauge on it, which I can adjust, and then it has a timer as well. Good old Croil. Definitely using Croil on rusty, I guess I'd call them frozen parts that are just so rusty you can't get them out, and sometimes you break. I'd recommend also getting like a blowtorch or something to heat up the steel to get those rusty bolts and nuts loose without breaking them. Picked up a toaster oven, which is nice. I'll be using that for baking out bases if I soak the base if it's a really rusty, or even some of the hardware parts from the bug. But I'm using Evaporust. It's liquid. It's awesome. This is great stuff. You can get this at Harbor Freight. Love this stuff. This works really, really well. And the metal's going to soak in some of the water, so I'd bake out the base in here, about 200 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes to an hour to get that moisture out of the base. Also, the wrinkle. I got some of these bugs. So it's here. You probably can't see very well on the camera, but it's got some wrinkle paint on it. I'll probably strip this down and wrinkle paint it. I use VHT. I've used this paint on some of the caliper parts on my Datsun 510 as well as the valve cover. It comes out really well. And just bake it out. You'll cure the paint after you spray it inside the oven, toaster oven, about 125, 150 so Fahrenheit, and that'll be great. So yeah, this is where I'm going to be doing a lot of the disassembly, cleaning, painting, and we'll go through that I'll go through that with all of you and kind of go what I'm doing. But I'm actually learning this as I go. I'm by no means an expert on repairing bugs, and this is, I'm going to try to, if I need to make a part, I'm going to try to make it. I have some plans to do some other stuff in the future, and I'll let you know about that, but I'd like to make some of the parts that I don't have and you can't get, and actually make those parts, especially if they're made out of metal, you know, with lathes and mills. So we'll get into that down the road. But yeah, this is where all the fun's gonna happen. So yeah, let's get back to the office, and I'll show you the keys that I've restored. All right, so those bugs actually sound really awesome on the air. It's incredible. I love the sound of those. So this is the Signal Corps U.S. Army, made by Vibroplex, the J36, serial number 491, and then it's the 1942. Base was in pretty bad shape, so that got soaked in evaporust, and then I painted it with some black gloss. I knocked out the badge on the back. There's holes, so you can use the hole punch to push it out. Very careful on the badge. A lot of the black background on here was removed, so I was trying to be very careful as I cleaned it up because I didn't want to rub any of that black background off, so you could read all the text here. So it's all legible now, which is really cool. All the hardware was all disassembled and then soaked in the cleaning solution, which we'll get into in future videos. And the other thing I can point out as this dot spring here has it's been rusted through here, and I don't know if you can see it there, but it's got that black residue from soaking in evaporust. So it's in pretty bad shape, but you still have connectivity through here, so it works. I think it'd be very cool to actually try to manufacture that part. I need to learn out, maybe look up the patent on this, and then reach out to some other folks that might have a little bit more knowledge on this than me. So yep, this is the Vibroplex J36 from World War II. So yeah, let's move on to the next key. All right, so this is the Vibroplex Deluxe. This is a 1945. The base was not in terrible shape. The badge it was galvanized with like some red type paint on it. So what I ended up doing is stripping it down, and then this is what the final badge turned out after I did the nickel plating. It turned out really nice. It's beautiful. Again, I spray painted the base, and with this one, there wasn't a lot of rust on the hardware. It was just grungy, and I just basically used the cleaning solution. So this is what this bug looks like. It works well, and it turned out in fantastic shape now, and it's back on the air. So that's a good thing. So, all right. So that's the two bugs that I restored. You know, let me move both of them in here now. We have the J36 and then the Deluxe. Both great keys. This one is Deluxe is extremely fast, as you could tell. It's easy to make lots of mistakes, especially on the dit side. But I like the J36. It's easy to control, and it sounds great on the air. So yeah, those are the keys. So from here on out, we're going to start going through the whole process of bringing these bugs back on the air. All right, so I'm back at the workbench. I'm working on this Cedar Rapids bug for the next episodes. I just wanted to introduce myself and the Bug Medic to you all. It's going to be all about bug repair, restoration, troubleshooting, reaching out to the community, especially with those that know a lot more about bugs than I do. Like I said before, I'm no expert, but I definitely am taking on this challenge to actually get into this. I think I've done a pretty fine job on repairing the two I've had. And the biggest thing for me with these bugs and these older, Telegraph keys is I actually want to restore it and keep the history. I don't want to destroy the history. If there's something on there that is very important, I don't want to remove it, even if it's on the base. We'll get into that. I have a couple examples of bugs where I'm not going to probably touch the base because it would take away the history of that bug. So yeah, I really appreciate you all coming along for this first episode of the Bug Medic, and I hope to see you in the next episode. So yeah, appreciate y'all, and till next time. Thank you.